Oh. Don't think much of that one's wool. Wouldn't want a jumper made out of that, would you? Mind you, it all cleans up well, doesn't it? Teenager. It's the teenagers, look. These little baggies down here. She's trying to get them. They've all been down there, haven't they? Oh, is that? What's that? Pussycat! 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 Le chat! Le meow! Just some of this! Oh, he's run away. Oh no, he's not happy. That's one of the farm cats, isn't it? It's a farm cat. Yeah, yeah. Le meow. Okay. Morning, folks. How you doing? Bonjour and welcome to Toulouse Blagnac. Okay, so it's still early doors, 8:30 in the United Kingdom and 9:30 here in, mind you, this time next week, it will be 9:30 in the UK, won't it? It will, this time next week. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Will they? Do they have that here as well? Okay. Right, okay, anyway, so a very good morning to you. Now, can we just do a mic check first, because I've had to jerry-rig this thing up. Hopefully you can't hear my bleeding heart going off. Hold on, because it is actually quite close to me. Let's just do a silent, let's just do an ambient check. Do an ambient check, GP, listen. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yes. So anyway, folks, there's a lot of people who are watching right now who are completely unaware or completely aware of where we are and why we're here and what they do here. But for those folks tuning in right now, and for anybody watching in replay, hello to you, and hope you've had a good day. We've been at Toulouse. This is the one of, but this is kind of the main final assembly line, the FALs as they call them, for Airbus's A321. Well, that's more so not here, but they do have a 321 facility, because all the A380 sheds, the final assembly lines for the 380s, have been shifted now to the 321, obviously due to demand and because of the A380 no longer being produced for now. So what we have here is 321 final assembly, 320, and these are Neos by the way, 320neo final assembly, A330, 800 and 900 Neo. Interestingly enough, I'll show you in a second, we've got a couple of what I think are 330 Neos parked up over there, which is quite interesting. And of course, the A350-900 and the A350-1000. Also, what are based here, as far as I'm aware, more so than the other divisions, are the family flights, which is the Airbus test beds. We've just literally missed it, unfortunately. An A321 family flight jet that's, I think it might be the XLR, maybe. She just went out, she's off. Where did she go, Julie? Saint-Nazaire, what was it? Châteauroux. She's off down to Châteauroux. Now, what was interesting was that she went out with her gear extended. Whether that was a sort of like a test, down to Châteauroux with gear extended all the way down there just to check fuel burn, etc, etc. I'm not sure, but all sorts of different tests go on here. If you look on your Flight Radar 24 app right now, folks, and filter it down to Toulouse, T-O-U-L-O-U-S-E, or is it T-O-L-O-U-S-E? Yeah, it's T-O-U-L-O-U-S-E. And you will see a number of aircraft that are on radar. Now, this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because these aircraft, if you're familiar with how a car dealership works, basically they get assigned a number of trade plates, which is when you see a car driving around your local area and it's got no number plate on it, but it's got the trade plates in the windscreen, which is, that trade plate can be swapped between one car or the other. It basically, if they need to take it out for a test, or if they're taking it out on a demonstration for a customer, etc, etc. That is kind of the same situation that the system that they use here and everywhere else around the world, Boeing and other manufacturers as well. So a lot of the aircraft that you see may have what appears to be a call sign or registration for an older aircraft, because that trade plate was assigned to another aircraft. So it might say Singapore Airlines, for example, but it isn't. It's Turkish or Emirates or whatever it might be. Just to give you a little bit of an indication as to the layout, obviously to my left here we have, and we're up on top of the hill here, folks, which is a beautifully manicured area. Some local chap obviously does the grass cutting. It's actually freshly cut here, and I love this bush. He obviously likes that bush because it's beautifully manicured, not like all the other things around here. But anyway, so right over there in the distance, you can see that is the old A380 final assembly line, along with all other kind of stuff as well, remote parking as well. There's, when you fly out of Toulouse and you look to your right, if you're on that, if you're on those operations, you'll see a tremendous amount of aircraft parked out on remote stands over there. So what you're seeing here is only not a fraction, but you know, there are other remote stands as well. So these sheds over here used for A321 final assembly. We'll come to some of the aircraft in a little bit, folks, but those folks familiar with airline liveries and so on and so forth will notice them, and there's a couple that are coming up just now which are very obscure. I've never seen that one before. Côte de something or other. I thought it was Côte d'Azur or something. Okay, that Delta 767, thank you, Hodgie, that I saw parked up yesterday, which I think was possibly part of the maybe some Americans that came over for the Airbus summit, which finished yesterday. I think this is, anyway, let's just keep going, because obviously we've got all day, so we're not in any rush. Obviously more sheds over there, which we will see open at some point during the day, I'd imagine. All sorts of things going on in there. It could be anything from seat fitting or just general checks, etc, etc. One of the little sheds that which we used to see last time we were here has gone. It's disappeared, and obviously been moved to another part of the airfield because there's some construction work going on there. So modernisation, construction, whatever it might be. As we pan over here, we'll come to that Neo in a little bit. Air France's maintenance facility here as well. Interestingly enough, I understand there was an Air France 350 that came in here yesterday. Quite what that was for, we don't know. This big, they test aircraft in here. It's an engine test area here, folks, and you can see it's on a big circular mechanism that literally rolls all the way round. So that completely encapsulates encapsulates the aircraft. Further down here, we'll see as we go down, we're now going to come to Toulouse-Blagnac, which is the commercial part of Toulouse-Blagnac. This is the airport, there's the tower. This is where you'll park. Ironically enough, there's a BA jet over there, which 2 services a day, I believe, at the moment anyway, maybe more. Hotels, etc. over there, remote stands, and then further off down there, just giving you a little idea of the layout of the airfield. That's the usual. Every day you get that what appears to be an ex-Delta 767 and the DHL jet, which sometimes it's a 76, sometimes it's a 75. That Star Air, yeah, but I think it's ex-Delta maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it was the last time we were here. But that Delta 767 there is on, I believe, I don't think it's a scheduled flight service, so to speak. In other words, what I'm saying is I don't think Delta, I don't think so anyway, have a regular service into Toulouse-Blagnac. I think that might be for, I wouldn't say delegates, but folks from the aviation industry who have come over for the Airbus Summit, which is now over. Interesting stuff that they talked about yesterday as well, and they gave everybody a very small sneak peek at their next idea or ideas that are being thrown out there for artists' impressions for the next clean sheet single aisle jet, which looked quite interesting. Got folding wingtips, believe it or not, so they've nicked that off Boeing, haven't they? And now we're coming over here. Now, the thing is that beyond here, this is the delivery centre down here, folks. So this is where airlines, basically these aircraft, oh, hello, what's that long range? Something coming out. Okay, that looks like, I thought that was, okay, what's interesting? That's a, what is that? It's a 220, isn't it? It's a 220. It's very interesting. And it's got, I've not seen those, but anyway, you see the Beluga in the back over there, folks. That's just one of them parked up on remote. We've missed, I don't know if it is. If it is, it's interesting because they don't assemble the 220 here. It is the Airbus A220. What was it? The apart from the family jet. What's it called? The AIB. Was it AIB? Yeah. Now that looks like Cebu Pacific. That tail there, doesn't it? Is it Cebu? Turkish. And then you've got the Delta 350-100 celebration livery. And that's a Star, I want to say Starlink, but Starlux, there we go. Starlux 350, another Starlux 350. Mind you, I know they're taking 330s as well, but that is most definitely a 350 tail there. Another A320neo down here in the delivery centre. Now, interestingly enough, as I was walking on the aircraft yesterday to come out here, there was a, okay. joking me. Oh my God, that quickly. Oh my God, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, that is just, you literally cannot make it up. Okay, well, we're just going to... Anyway, yesterday in front of me was a... it's not like we're missing much, you know. If anything, it's like people are going to sling mud at it as it arrives. But that's the that United 321neo. I saw that going out yesterday on what we understand to be just its second flight, test flight. So the fella that was standing in front of me, he looked like a legitimate pilot with his flight bag, crew on it, but it also had a United tag on it as well. So that may have been, I didn't want to ask him, I kind of wanted to ask him, but I was like, we're boarding and it's all a bit of a kerfuffle in it, you know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that was him. That Volaris jet is alive, but whether or not her engines are running. Ah, there's the LATAM jet. Okay, that one's due out this afternoon, I think, for delivery. This morning, that LATAM jet. And that, where you can just see the tip of the tail there, I think it's a 330neo. It's a private operation, VIP configured 330neo, I think. Now here's an interesting one. Let me just come to this and show you. I'm just going to get my chat up so I can chat to you folks. Aidan Campbell, yeah, well, everybody knows about the pilot on the United jet. I don't think he forgot his passport. I think he misplaced it, and at some point during the flight, they were sent a message on is it eCams or something like that? The sort of like inter-airline messaging system where Captain, we found your passport. I believe that may be what it is, because generally pilots, when they arrive at the airport, and I don't know if there's any pilots on here now, they obviously have to show their documentation in order to get through security. Once they've done that, the passport remains with them in their pocket at some point throughout. But it obviously from then on, they board the flight, they get on the aircraft. I mean, I never check to see if I've got my passport. I always check to make sure I've got my passport in my pocket. If I'm, especially at the stages between security and boarding the flight. But it's just one of those general things that people generally tend to do, isn't it? Tap their pocket to make sure they've got their phone, their wallet, their keys, but for me, it's wallet, phone, passport when I'm traveling, just to make 100% sure. But generally, unless you put it somewhere else, which is sort of like some people might put it in their carry-on bag because they no longer need their passport until they're at the other end, literally. So, but anyway. I think that, so what I'm saying is that it's highly unlikely that pilot would be, oh, let me just double check I've got my passport, you know, or he may have, you know, put it in, puts it in a certain place, and he's gone into his bag for some reason and seen that his passport's not there in the usual place and gone, oh, hold on a minute, what's going on here, you know. But I think, by the way, and this is something that Gilly and I discussed, and Gilly brought it up, that it's more likely that he left his passport somewhere, maybe in the briefing room or something like that, and they've checked that. they found it and they've messaged him to say that we found your passport, and they've obviously contacted the destination to see whether they can get him in without it. They obviously said no, and so they had to turn back to San Francisco. How about that? And you know what? How much compensation they gave to the passengers? $15. $15. I'd be like, just keep it, mate. This is an ATR, I think. Now, ATR also have an assembly line here. In fact, I think all of the ATR, it's Air Corsica, this one. So this might be potentially carrying flight crew. I don't know if it is I know that we see them regularly here at Toulouse. Drunken Panda. Welcome back, Drunken Panda. JP Krause, do pilots need visa work permits for every foreign country? No, because they're not working in the country. They're just flying in as flight crew. So JP Krause, yeah. The only time you need a visa, or for instance, my ESTA that I have when I travel to America, it just makes things a lot easier. And he's going to turn, if he turns left here, which he is, this is likely to be bringing in flight crew, I would imagine, or engineers or technicians or something like that, or it may even be a flight test, we don't know, but obviously ATR operate their final assembly here at Toulouse. Yeah, actually, funny enough, when I arrived at Toulouse yesterday, at passport control, the guy was flicking through and my passport's full, basically. He said, you need to change your passport when you go back to England. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. But he didn't see that there are actually 2 spare pages there. But I need to get it changed. Fortunately, when you fly into a United States, it's all electronic. So there's no problem there. It's only European countries which use this very antiquated system of stamping, which I don't quite fully. I can understand it from an old school point of view when digitalization wasn't around, but now everything's on the system, isn't it? You know, they know I'm here regardless of whether they put a little stamp in me passport or not. You need to change your passport. A320 CEO with Air France. Oh man, if only we had known that before we came down here, mate, about that Korean jet, but there we go, it is what it is. Because I would have stayed up there, I would have stayed up there, mate. And it's on a bleeding Wednesday and all in it. Flipping typical, innit? Yeah, what you're hearing, engine running, folks, I think it's that Volaris jet, although they have now turned the beacons off. They're running it up, definitely. I don't know though, it might actually be the LATAM jet, but her beacons are not running at the moment. Let's see if we can see any telltale signs of APUs running. Japan Airlines, another 350. Actually, there's 2 United 321neos down there, isn't there? So I'm pretty sure that fella, that pilot, is definitely ferrying it back to the United States. How about that? A ferry flight. No one on board apart from himself and his co-pilot. Oh, Neil, there we go. EU, UK rules state you must have two blank pages as a minimum. Okay, so there we go. Otherwise, you need to apply for a new part. It will be just a bolt-on though, Jilly, won't it? Oh, hello, something's, that looks like indigo. It's just going to be a bolt-on. I don't need to renew my passport because it hasn't expired yet. Not till 2030. That's quite interesting, that JetSmart. Never seen them before. Who are they part of then? GPX, not sure if the stamping of the passports will stop once the EU's own ESTA scheme comes into force. Maybe, maybe not. Gilmore, 9450, bought online, paper application 107. Well, what's an extension, Jilly? That's probably for a new passport, isn't it? That £94.50. John Grinham, 2 767s and a partridge. Yeah, there's a single 767 Delta jet down there, which is apparently going out about 11 o'clock this morning, which is, I believe, transporting people. Yeah. Okay, there we go. DHL 757 Korean 321neo looks like it might be doing a test flight at 11:40. Hodgie's saying. Would that be the Korean jet over there? Maybe. JetSmart Mexican, we have seen them before, Hodgie's saying. Okay, okay. Well. So, now, have a look at this. And this is the primer that they apply to all the carbon jets. You can tell the sandy primer, which is and the green primer, the anti-oxidization paint on the front of a 350. But what is this? Air coat de where? Dore. Easy for you to say. Meredith Jane, good day to you. JP Krause, Ivory Coast. Does it say Ivory Coast on it? Ah, Air Cote d'Ivory, I'm guessing. Okay, GPX, thank you. African company, yeah, it's a 338. Is that a 338 or a 339? Thank you, Simon Knock. Theo, thank you. X Tap Tap X, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Michelangelo, Ivory Coast, Africa, thank you. Michael White tuning in from Bangkok. Good to be at Toulouse again. It's a fishing trip, isn't it? At one with nature up here. Gets hot up here in the summer, I tell you. Oh, it's a 321, isn't it? This A321 looks long and stretchy, doesn't it? Now, you know, they may be taking that jet over and into the test, or they're wheeling it over here. Let's keep an eye on her. Imi Harkness, I did the A380 and 350 factory tour in 2019. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it is incredible. The one thing when you do those factory tours is you wonder how the hell they move those things around. Obviously they do, and they can, and they have no problem in doing so, but it is such tight confinement. It's like, you know, when you see an aircraft, when you see a building wrapped or shrouded in oh, this might be an engine test. I think this might be an engine test. Do you remember last time we had that very smoky engine test when the engines were very new on the aircraft, and so they literally had not been turned, and so there's a lot of oil lying in the belly pan. Here we go. Oh no, it's a motorcycle. How dare you sound like a LEAP engine? Incredible when you look at these final assembly lines and how they shroud the aircraft in all the structures. Oh, that's, yeah, definitely engine test. Fire unit has come out to double check. So this could get very smoky, folks. Peter Wilson, sound and picture okay. Second live membership show, really enjoying the stream. Thank you, Peter. Wonderful to see you, sir. Glad you're enjoying it. Jason Ross is a brand new member. Enjoy it, Jason. Get involved in the chat if you want to, folks. Otherwise, sit back, enjoy it. Oh, are they taking him into the... I think they're taking him into the... Yeah. Well, at least we... Repositioning. That Delta 767 wasn't destined for... was Heathrow? No, I don't know. They only use 764s and 330s, and well, that's it really at Heathrow, didn't they? Yeah, I don't know. Are they gonna push him back into the? Yeah, he's going into. We're not going to see this test, I don't think, folks. Unless they're going to do it without using the, you know, the full enclosure. SE Aviation, thank you so much. Ivan Bowden, good morning. Rab H, John O'Godley, Mark Barr, Andrea K, Jason Ross, loving the stream. Todd Greenwell, you got out of Jerry. You got out of Perth at the right time. The average temperature this week is 38. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Oh, Jason Ross. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he's a new member. Is it? Yeah, did I get him or not? But anyway, Jason, if I missed you, apologies. But a very warm welcome to Big Jet TV as a new member. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Today's free view, folks. Tomorrow and Friday are going to be members only. Of course, one needs to appreciate that this is the last 2-3 days of the month in terms of weekdays, working days, that is. Oh, actually, no, hold on a minute. You got the 31st, didn't you? Oh, God, you got Monday. You got Monday the 31st, haven't you? Well, anyway, whatever. But one would expect that, you know, for anything that has a delivery program and has schedules and targets as well, which is most important, especially nowadays. I have to say, the targets are it's heating up between Boeing and Airbus, isn't it? We never thought that for a while, at least, that Boeing would outstretch Airbus in terms of delivery numbers, but they did last month in February, we believe. mostly 737 MAX deliveries, couple of 787s though, which is good. I'll tell you what though, they have now completed the inspection of 787s that were assigned to be double checked for anomalies in the joins, the gaps, which is quite frightening really when you know, when you think about it. But a number of 787s were taken out of the delivery line and had to go through an inspection process, and potentially some, oh look, they are going to fire that thing up right in front of us. Here we go. Scott Amos, good evening to you. Mick, Aviation Retail Direct, always loved the Toulouse shows. Sure, Paul from ALD will be gutted, he's returning from LAX today and would have been cool for you to catch him. Well, yeah, we didn't know that. Meredith Jane, I thought it read hors d'oeuvres on that Ivory Coast. So expect quite a bit of burn off from these engines. Fire units are standing by. So this is, I believe, this aircraft has probably just had its engines attached, and this is possibly the first time these engines have been run up. I'm not sure, but based on the fact that there is a fire unit standing by, it kind of makes me think that that might be the case. Steph Bird, yes, year end, of course. I wasn't aware whether that was a global thing. But regardless of that, it is a case of, I remember I worked at a car dealership for quite some time with Ford, and yes, I know, no funny jokes. I did have my own. I was a car dealer myself. Yeah. Sold a Jag to me local pub landlord. Luckily, it all held together for as long as I can remember, anyway. Okay, look, this is how. So anyway, yes, when you are working in a car dealership, you obviously have targets, don't you? And you're up against all the other salesmen and sales ladies and sales people, or whatever they might be. You have a target, don't you? You need to meet those targets, 10 units a month or something like that, whatever it might be. But as a company, that's what the dealership, and this is just basically an aviation dealership, folks, a bleeding big one, albeit, but okay. You know what you need to do, mate? You know what you need to do, Julie? And I've got them in the shed, and I get a couple of. In fact, you don't need big ones. You just get a couple of. Hello? Okay, we've got some J Bond. James Bond. J Bond is a brand new member. Welcome, Jay. Daniel M is a brand new member as well, and Kahia McBride is a brand new. 3 new members. Spanking new members. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, you just need to get a couple of road cones, Jilly. And then when it's empty, run out there, put the cones in there, run round the corner, get your car, come round, take the pick cones up, blah, blah, blah. John O'Godley, you know, I've got some, you can buy them cheap, mate. You only need little ones. You don't need the big heavy ones they use for roadworks. John O'Godley, Jerry, what do you think about Global Airlines? Cool to see a new airline on the block. John O, I don't know if you've been reading, following that whole venture from the get-go, but put it this way, if I had a new airline, if I was starting a new operation, the one thing I would do is I would be very, very active on social media, along with all other stuff. I'd be getting so much stuff done if I could, okay? The last time they were active on Twitter, believe it or not, Global Airlines, June last year, folks. June last year. Is that right, Jilly? Yes, June last year. And apparently they've got there's talk of a service starting in May, I think it is, from Edinburgh, is it, or Glasgow? One from Glasgow, one from Manchester. It's not, and you go out there and you've got to register your interest, but also apparently the operation / travel agency that is linked to this whole thing is a complete, apparently a complete scam. Oh, that bloke's running. It's just apparently a very unreliable, not a scam, but a very unreliable agency, apparently. I don't think this is going anywhere, with poor reviews. Yeah, very poor reviews. Like lots of people very sort of like upset with the treatment that they had from that particular travel agency. Not naming the name because I don't want to, but apparently it's you know, it's got a very bad reputation of people, you know, having their money taken and then the agency cancelling their flight and putting them on another cheap flight or something like that with very little help, etc., etc., very little backup. So anyway, yeah, I'm still, I will be amazed when the only I didn't mention the name of the company, Jelly. Okay, whatever. But the only legitimate side of this I can see is potentially the fact that it's operated by Hi-Fly, which have a great reputation in terms of dry and wet lease aircraft operations. So if it's going to work, it's going to be as a result of Hi-Fly, to be honest with you. It's all down to the amount of the demand from the public, and I mean, yeah, look, if it was legitimately advertised, and they say they've got, you know, you can, here's our you can book it through Global Airlines, you know, here's our number or contact details, this is, you can book it on our website, etc., etc., then I would imagine there'll be a lot of people who would be interested in booking to fly on that aircraft, most definitely, because it's unique. It's totally unique for its but we'll see what happens, really. Again, at the end of the day, it is one of those things that has been talked about from time to time. It regularly pops up, doesn't it? And you know, I saw a post the other day about, look, Global Airlines have got their new livery, and it was a picture of the current aircraft in the old China Southern livery with the Global livery on the tail. Lots of people saying, well, that's not new, that's been like that for, oh, I told you it'd be smoky. told you it'd be smoky. Is that the number 2? Successful. Oh look, Air France's little A318. Now that's interesting that she's coming down here. That's not going. That's not going over to the Air France. Used to see him. I reckon that's. Is he going to turn right on the next taxiway, or? Oh, Delta 767 taxiing for departure. Thank you, Hodgie. Now, is he going to turn right, that 318? I imagine he is, based on the speed he's going. Yeah, there we go. Number 2 stop, number 1 stop. Oh, is that number 2? Yeah, that's number 1. Wow. Yeah, the only time you ever see that on is at a motorcycle track with an old 2-stroke KTM 125 or whatever. Cold start, lovely smell, the old 2-stroke. That's it, she's running fine now, man, she's running fine. Just, all the seals, don't forget all the seals in there, all brand new seals, all the systems are all new, running new, so you know, they've obviously been oiled and lubricated. Oh, I tell you what has been pushed, folks, whilst we've been waiting, is one of the United 321neos. Now, whether this is a customer acceptance flight, delivery, or what, I don't know. I don't think it was on the schedule at the moment. Nobody mentioning about nom-nomming. A350-1000 at the end of the runway. Okay. Well, I can't see that at the moment. Is that maybe? But we've got this old 767 lined up, haven't we? Aaron Thomas, no, this Delta to Atlanta is not regular. So as far as I'm aware anyway. I think it's, this is a one-off operation for aviation executives. So engine test. If you is that on radar, that Indigo jet? If it is, there will be a designation on it. They have designations on like FT and flight test, and obviously the next part of this aircraft's delivery schedule will be brake testing. It'll be a taxi check, so the aircraft will be taxied around the airfield and then go back and double check to make sure all the brakes are working nicely. Then they will have a rejected takeoff test. It will go through all the different procedures before finally going through a flight test program. This looks like, is it Turkish? CEO. Oh, there we go. There's your 350, folks. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is interesting. What's that? So this is an AIB 350-1000. Look at that, folks. Who knows what they're going to be testing on this aircraft, but generally, because this aircraft is now in operation, full operation, they will continually test new systems. It may be something related to the engines, the avionics, flight control surfaces, new electronic systems, etc., etc. All different types of tests that they run on these. Maybe new brake systems, brake products. So this might be a rejected takeoff test, for example. It may be all sorts of different things. Nick Gray, the Delta 767 has been flying a lot recently between New York, Atlanta, Boston and Lisbon. Hot was the E170. Thank you, Ian. Theo as well. Theo saying the Beluga due out at 11:30. Oh, hello. There's a... Here she goes. Okay, watch the ground spoilers to activate. Oh, she's got... Oh, that's full power, mate. That's flex. Yeah, she's going out, I think, unless it's a very late RTO. Yeah, she's going out. Wow. Just... Lowlander, 8 years old, that jet, according to Flight Radar 24. Yeah, well, remember that one company for sure, and that being, there's the United jet going out. One company for sure, which is Virgin Atlantic, operate an X demo. Again, going back to the whole business of of car dealerships. You can buy an X demonstrator for a reduced amount. And that's basically what Airbus and Boeing, of course, I'm guessing Boeing offer that as well. I don't know, there are Boeing 787s and 777-9 demos, aren't there? Well, test aircraft, test beds more than anything else, aren't they? Aaron Thomas, yeah. I was thinking that this morning, that seeing as we're here, we kind of should really go out and do a show at, go and do a show in either Painfield or Boeing Field, one of the two. Painfield, I think, is probably the best in terms of the fact that there's 787s there, but then Boeing Field as well is pretty cool as well, isn't it? 737 MAX, 777-9s are operated out of there in terms of the test programs. I saw a video yesterday of the 777-9 going through a very stringent brake test program, landing it and full brake. It was very impressive, I've got to say. And when the whole thing came to a stop, it just shut. It's just a beautiful image. I think they stopped it a little bit too quick, to be honest with you. Not the aircraft, but the footage. I'd like to have seen that run for at least about another 2 or 3 seconds, so you can see the aircraft come to a stop and all the smoke literally from the brakes coming up underneath the wings. It was brilliant though. Romage. It's 900. Well, you know what? The numbers on the 900 will always be better, I think, than the 1000. The reason for that, folks, is the 900 had a couple of years head start on the 1000, didn't it? Was it at least 2 years before the 1000 was put into passenger service after the 900. So that's why the numbers are as they are. If they were, you know, obviously they didn't both start selling at the same point. That's why the 900 appears to be selling better than the 1000. But those numbers are, you know, a little bit out of kilter because of the fact that the 900 started selling before the 1000. Gina Graham, where can I get that footage? If you're talking about the Boeing 777-9 brake test, I would go and follow Boeing on Twitter. It's the best thing I can suggest at this stage. Here we go. Pratt & Whitney 4000s, yes. Brian Stewart, yes, it is the Delta 100 Years Tail. 763, of course. Oh, she's a light, man, look at that. Wow! What's that, 3,500 feet per minute? Blimey. It's crazy. Hodgie, there's just over 100 A350s being delivered. Oh, they were CF6s, were they? Okay. Just going by what someone else said. It's, Aidan Campbell, 305 orders for the 350-1000, 95 350-1000 aircraft have been delivered. Yeah, obviously, you know, these things take time to build, don't they? They can't just, you know, knock them together in 5 minutes. Brian Stewart, special 100-year livery on 2 aircraft, an Airbus A321neo and an Airbus A350-900. Okay, we've got a 321neo in the same livery, have they? Well, that's the 100 livery there that we can just about see. God, it's actually gotten colder here. There's something else going out there. Oh, this is the United 321. Now, what is this? What's it showing on flight radar for this one, folks? Under the sort of flight number, so to speak. Aaron Thomas, only XL4 is in the air flying over the Netherlands to Hamburg. Hamburg being the A321 facility. So where did the other one go then? Because we had 2 that went out this morning. Two runways, Abraham, 2 runways at TLS. Helvetic is the first E2 passenger jet into London City. Hodgie's saying, yes. We were asked by London City if we could come and cover that, but that we would have had to have done it inside the terminal building with all the noise and kerfuffle going on, so I basically turned it down. We were just too busy. We were away in Japan, no, sorry, in Australia when we were originally approached by London City. Got a new guy there, so hence the reason for us not being able to set that up. But a Korean's taxiing out. Yes, we've got the Korean 321. Yeah, I've got him, and he's taxiing out under his own steam. 5th test flight, is it? Look at that. All American jet. Down here in Toulouse. See, now here's my question, and I'm guessing that these, what's that patch there on the, it's interesting, isn't it? That patch there. They run some kind of a rego on there or something. As you can see, it's still got its temporary registration. If you look up that reg, Squirrel has gifted a channel membership. Thanks, Squirrel. Interesting that panel's not. Is there something missing off of there possibly in terms of paint? But that is the. I think that's the line number, isn't it? Possibly. But also the reg there could. If you look that up, that might be related to something else or assigned to something else. France. So the sheds that we see here, folks, I say the sheds, the hangars, whatever way you want to describe them, obviously the final assembly lines are over to my left for the 321 and down to the right hand side for the 330s, 350s, etc. But and 320s as well, I think, unless they are unless they have doubled up on the 321 final assembly lines to my left, which are the old 380 lines. Let's face it, got a lot of opportunity to fill those spaces. reverse is still running, interesting. Zulu Romeo 8282 is a returning first class member. Welcome back, Zulu Romeo. Good question, that, Jeffrey Phillips. Do they test the engines before they are installed on the aircraft? In other words, do they bench test them? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I would imagine they would do, wouldn't they? You know, you wouldn't want to let them out the door without doing some kind of, I wouldn't say a dry run, but at least, you know, at the manufacturing, it's like an aircraft. You obviously need to test it before you know, before you deliver it. But interesting that, yes, I would imagine, I would err on the side of yes rather than no, because obviously, you know, Rolls-Royce or General Electric or Pratt & Whitney wouldn't want to deliver an engine and it's like, you know, mate, it doesn't work. It's like, well, really? Well, didn't you test it? Well, no, we didn't. We don't do that. It's like, well, don't you think you should? So I would imagine yes is the answer to that, that they would deliver the engine pre-tested up to a certain point, even if it is a very idle run. But even then, they'd have to run it at full power, wouldn't they? I would imagine each engine is tested, yes. Good question. Russ CT, they do at manufacturing sites before shipment. Yeah, every engine assembly facility would have its own test facility as well. Skylark. Yeah, Skylark. Don't be shy. Aaron Thomas, GAF 931 is a German Air Force A350. What's happening? Where's that? Oh, that's what you told me right at the beginning. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Hodgie mentioning about German Air Force A350. Sorry, I've missed that, Hodgie. Gilly did tell me that you'd said it. That's due in to do either a touch and go or is just coming in. We don't know at this stage, but happens here at Toulouse. You might get a fly pass from a military jet. Oh, it's coming via Toulouse, apparently. Josie Rollings, thank you very much indeed. Oh, that's very nice of you, Josie. Dean Miller. They could also be used ones if there is that option for the set. Used. Don't know about that with engines. The only time you're going to get a used engine is not from the, highly unlikely, I would have thought, from it's more likely an engine that's been purchased or put into an MRO operations books where they can lease the engine to a company. I would imagine they wouldn't probably, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I wouldn't imagine that they would have a second-hand market for engines with the aircraft, with the engine manufacturers. Most definitely there is a second-hand marketplace for engines. Many maintenance, repair and overhaul companies do have the opportunity to take up engines and lease them. Lottie, been in the Rolls-Royce sheds at Derby where they build the engines. They are so big they don't realise. You don't realise until you're actually there next to it. Yeah, it's crazy. They are enormous, aren't they? Even the small ones, to be honest with you. You know, I say small. Rolls-Royce, apart from their private jet program in terms of engines, Rolls-Royce obviously have a very successful program of engines for the private jet market. But in terms of the small engines, the single aisle engine market, that's an area where they haven't broken out into, really, which is quite a surprise, to be honest, considering, you know, they manufacture so many different variables, Trent 1000s, the Trent family of engines, and also somebody actually, can I give a shout out to, it was Niran Suresh. He is with, let's just have a little look here, Rolls-Royce. He's with Rolls-Royce. Niram telling me, he said, just seen you're in Toulouse, keep a lookout, he says, for the new Delta 350. Rego should be Hotel Juliet, serial number 722. That's the first production 350-900. Oh, okay, so 900 is it? With the newly certified enhanced performance version of the Trent XWB 84. It's 1% lower carbon emissions, I think that is, compared to the standard Dash 84 engine, the standard Dash 84 engine. Okay, well, there we go. Mm-hmm. Okay. Kevin Beasley, Dream Lifter, just taken off from Taranto, Italy. Will fly over France. Yeah, won't be seeing that, I doubt. So we believe this is another flight test for this Korean jet. Flight test number 1, number 5, potentially, is that right? What? It's not their operation in terms of, you know, all these aircraft that we see here, folks, they're out of position. Obviously, they're not in India and places like that, and China and Japan. They're not. These are not regular services. These are aircraft, brand new aeroplanes being delivered to their. Oh, hello, hello, hello. That Beluga is moving. Helicopter. Helicopter. I tell you what, I could have possibly done with a warmer jacket. I'm really surprised that I'm going to put this on. It's crazy, mate. I didn't realise it was going to be this bleeding chilly. It's a cold old wind, man. Cold breeze flowing off that over there. It's cold up on the hill here. Yeah, I've just seen that. The airline normally picks them up. Yes, indeed, they do. They will have pilots who, I'm guessing they won't be sort of like nominated pilots. They would just be given the option. We've got you on, instead of flying to, you know, London this week, we've got you flying down to Toulouse. We're going to get you down there and you're going to pick up an A321. Oh, they're going to run that up properly now, I think, possibly. Now they've yeah, in terms of the delivery, you will get the, prior to delivery, you will get the customer acceptance flight, where there will be the a representative from the airline who obviously is responsible. That is someone, that is a person who will have one job to do, and that is the acceptance flights for the aircraft. Oh, what's this? Oh, look at that, I found it. That's brilliant, isn't it? That is absolute, you can't make it up. Okay, I'm going to plug that one in then. Yeah, the customer acceptance flight will be separate from the delivery flight, of course, and it's a bit like it's a bit like when you move into a new house and somebody comes in there to check. Well, the owners, the new owners, will go into the house and they will do what's called a snag check. And those snags could be anything from little paint blemishes with a little bit of paint run, where a piece of the moulding doesn't meet with the wall properly, the couple of cracks down the side which need to be filled, all those kind of little snags. And what was interesting, when I was here at Toulouse for the delivery flight of with Lufthansa for the A350, when they came back, there was these guys walking around the aircraft inside with these little post-it notes. Trust me, it's just like that. On the floor, on the ceiling, on the bins, where there might be a little scratch or a little dink or a nick or something like that, where something's not joined together. Those snags need to be taken care of before the final delivery takes place. So the customer acceptance flight, between that and the delivery flight, could be anything, you know, a couple of weeks, a week, or however long, or it might actually be that they're like, you know what, it's absolutely perfect, let's take it. Give us the keys. Hodgie's saying the Swiss's first 350 is glider, which basically he means there is she ain't got no engines. She's in primer, and what he's talking about there is what we're seeing down there with Ethiopian, for example, and Iberia there as well. That Iberia jet looks like she's ready to, kind of ready to have her engines, whereas that Ethiopian jet looks more like long-term storage because of the way that the wheels are wrapped, completely wrapped up, which generally signifies a starting the engines. Okay, check 1 2 1 2. Sorry folks, that's my bad. Well, it's not my bad. All I did was what I normally do, take one mic out and replace it with another. Mark, we're in France, mate. We're an hour ahead of you if you're in the UK. And he's just realised that and gone, oh, sorry, mate. Should have realised that. Right, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, we're back in the hood. What's that? Oh, blimey. Well, you can't have just made that up, because that's good. That's good. That's quality. Rasco's obviously said that one before. And disco, he's obviously something to do with disco, so he's obviously does the check 1 2 1 2. Can't hear the Polish sound engineer, but I can hear there is a check 1 2. He's here all week. Jerry, there's an A321 XLR for Iberia at Toulouse. Okay, well, she's not visible. Also, folks, just to make you aware that out of my shot here, in fact, there is a you can get that they've, for those of you who are aware of the layout down here, as you can see now, just about see the gate down there. So there is a gate down. In fact, it's open now. Hold on, it's open. They've slid it open. Okay. Now there is another option for me to go and stand down on that bank down there, and obviously, as you can appreciate, it puts me a lot further forward, where I'm able to potentially see more from down there. So in other words, those aircraft that are on the left-hand side at the delivery centre will be more visible. The reason I didn't go down there was because I couldn't park my car in there this morning, but that is actually the parking area for the bar that's down there, Rue 21 or Rue 20 or whatever it is. So I could now potentially go and reposition myself. However, if I was to do that, I'd need to it's always good when you've got somebody here. Okay, what's this? Air France, probably. Crazy that all these Airbus jets that you're seeing here, well, certainly all the 320s and 319s, etc., will have been assembled here at Toulouse. So they keep coming back to their home. They're going to run it up. Tracy loving the tranquility and the birds song. Yes, I like Toulouse that way. Oh, no, is that? No, he hasn't moved. Turkish, is that just me, or is that Turkish 350 just sort of emerged? Well, it hasn't got any engines, so that was definitely not there, was it, just now? Okay. Oh yeah, there's a Turkish 350 at the delivery centre, which apparently is on radar. But yes. Kujro, yes indeed, an assembly and delivery line at Hamburg, which is primarily, I think it's all A321 at Hamburg, as far as I'm aware. Simon Knock, red, gold and green. That's Ethiopian that you're thinking there. That's the Ethiopian 350. It's a 1000 in it. Is it a 1000? I think it is, yeah. But she's in primer, and by the looks of it, she's there for quite a while longer. You can generally tell that by the way that the undercarriage, the wheels are wrapped up, literally for what I call LTS, long-term storage. Before she moves on to her next phase, which could be having the livery painted. They have a livery paint facility here, obviously, at Toulouse, just round the corner from me, which is Sabina. Always remember Sabina as an airline back in the old days at London Gatwick, seeing the Sabina Caravels, was it? I remember the Caravels, or 707s. Kujro has been to Toulouse and Hamburg for delivery acceptance. Wow, there we go. So, so delivery acceptance, are the two not separate? Or is that just, because obviously you have the acceptance flight, which is the sort of like, I think that's climb thrust, isn't it? What's that? What do you mean? Hey, what's that? No, of course they're not. Garv saying the Ethiopian 350-1000 is the last of their A350 orders. Jeffrey Dingle, Sabina also had Convair 340s, but most of you are too young to remember. I think Sabina, Convair Coronado, wasn't it? Is the, yeah, going back further, I think they had Convair 440s EGPX, yes. I think it might have not been the Caravel, but the Convair Coronado that I saw at Gatwick. Yeah, there are obviously instrumentation. There's instrumentation on board the aircraft. They won't have any additional instrumentation. They'll be using the aircraft's own screens to monitor the, most importantly, the exhaust temperatures, the N1 temperatures. Neil Dalgo saying looks like the 350-1000 that departed earlier is on its way back. Ooh, we're going to get a go around. Thank you, Neil. Danny Maguire, I think they'll go max thrust. Now Here's an interesting sight, folks. From my time here at Toulouse, our having been here, that might actually be the tractor that towed the China Southern jet. Yeah, he's coming up this way, isn't he? So I think he's just going back to position. Didn't they run them up full tilt, you know, those engines? Flying bedstead, tuning you from Hiroshima. Good day to you, Marianne. Love how the engine sound blends with the owl outside my... Oh, hello. Look at his little coming out there. Don't be shy, mate. Come on, out you come. Come on. I don't know. You might think you're looking at this, all right? Yes, come on. Sabina also had flights from Ostend to Heathrow with DC-3s. Oh, wow, yes. I've seen pictures of Sabina DC-3s before. Come on, out you come. John Grinham, yes, Sabina had a 747 as well. It's 100 or 200, wasn't it? 9 Douglas DC-7Cs until 64, wow. See the Alaris jet, they got the cowls up now, or had the, just doing some inspections by the looks of it. It's amazing, isn't it? I went a boulangerie, yeah. A boulangerie, is it a boulangerie? Is a patisserie, you know, the place where they make, you know, where you go in the morning and you get your, you know, your pan au chocolats and your this and that and the pastries and a bakery, yeah, basically a bakery. And they also do a range which looked like very sort of like, you know, toasted sandwiches and stuff like that. And there was definitely something there with cheese on it. So I've as I'm in the lineup here, I'm in the lineup. And I've gone, oh, I need to ask, do they do a bread roll with butter and cheese? And that's petit pain au beurre et au fromage, you know. And I've gone, bonjour, and she's read it. She's gone, no. I'm like, what? No. What? Cheese? No fromage? No, we haven't got any fromage. I'm like, really? You're a bakery. No fromage. I'm like, oh God, I've been standing in the queue for bleeding 10 minutes waiting while all these people make their normal day. Anyway, whatever. So I just went to the supermarché around the corner, which I normally go to, where I was lucky enough to get a sandwich, a couple of cheese and ham sandwiches. Because, you know, as you can appreciate, folks, I'm standing up here on the top of the hill. The car is parked, I'd say about 400 yards out to my right, across, you've got to walk, and I've got all my gear here as well. So for me to nip off and get a coffee is just not an easy thing to do. Not that it's easy to do at any time, wherever I am. But it's like, I'm very jealous because Jilly's just got a coffee, hasn't she? So, you know, it's like, I'm not happy about that. All I've got is a couple of bottles of peach blooming cold drink, and the last thing I want right now is a cold drink. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, you know. I mean, a bakery that doesn't do a cheese roll. Okay. Should have got the Greg. Come on, mate, out you come. Don't be shy. We're all waiting for you. Ironically, here she comes, here she comes, here she comes. There you are! There's your smiley face, look. So, folks, this is the XLR, which is the replacement on the older Beluga, which is a much bigger aircraft, can carry 2 sets of A350 wings, and she's based on the A330 platform, whereas the old Belugas were based on the A300s. So she's sporting the Trent 700 engines, and of course she looks like a beluga whale. That's why they've given her that smiley face. There's a few people out there who say, I don't like it, it's ugly. Well, it's not built to be beautiful, but they've done what they can to make it look fun and happy, but it's got a purpose, isn't it? It's built for a purpose. It's not built to carry passengers. Anyway, on the far end of each horizontal stabilizer is the vertical fins, which do not have any rudder, don't have any flight surfaces per se, like you do with the rudder, but obviously because of the tail being slightly obscured by the huge mass of the front of the aircraft in terms of its bulge, the airflow to clean that up is compensated by those 2 vertical stabilizers at the end of the horizontal stabilizers. Other than that, it's an A330 on steroids, basically. Yeah, I mean, okay, fair enough. You prefer the Dreamlifter, yeah, that's people's prerogative, isn't it? We fell in love with the Dreamlifter when we were at Alaska, at Anchorage a year or so ago, because, you know, we got to look at her deep and clean in the flesh, so to speak. You have to admit, and also when we were in Miami as well, got a great look at her as well, driving that round there with Ellis Chernoff. The crazy thing about the Dreamlifter is that it is literally almost Frankenstein-esque with the way that the front is attached to the modified section, so to speak, via these huge, great big fixings. Whereas the Beluga is a much more smoother. We got these doors opening up. Something coming out of there. Yeah, the Beluga is a much smoother sort of like transition from the, you can just about see at the lower section where the cockpit section, obviously that it's a very heavily modified aircraft because they've lowered everything down. But in general, in terms of her looks and her aesthetics, She's a cleaner aircraft than the Dreamlifter, and you know, I accept people who are sometimes Americans get a little bit upset with, like, you know, whoa, our Dreamlifter's better than your bleeding Beluga. Well, it's not like that. It's just a case of, like, you know, whether this is French, whether it is British, whether it is European, whether it's American, it doesn't matter. It's just in terms of its make up, you know, the way it's assembled. And but we fell in love with the Dreamlifter, so don't worry, we love the Dreamlifter as well. No such thing as an ugly aeroplane, folks. Looks like the one from Mars Attacks, doesn't it, this thing? About that, folks, eh? Andrew Trotman, XL3 went into the hangar and XL2 came out. Really? Yeah, I'd have to be down there though, Jilly. I'd have to be down there. Yeah. Okay. Well, what have we got? Some going out at 11:30, haven't we? Mind you, is it going to go out? Interesting, because I can just about see what appears to be maybe the tug is hooked up on that LATAM jet. So I think this could be the delivery flight. Just double checking that. The speaker and sound is absolutely fantastic, brilliant, beautiful aircraft. That's what makes Toulouse amazing. Dimitri Spirou loved planes. Beluga ST engines, GE 6000 XL aviation. That's the old Beluga, which was the original Beluga ST, yeah, the original, which was based on the A300 program. This is the newer variant with the Trent 700. Brian Stewart, wonder if there's ever been a time when Beluga and the Dreamlifter have been at the same location. Oh, what's that coming out the top there? Oh, family jet. 320neo. Yeah, I'll reposition at lunch, Julie, I think, because they have their standard lunch break, don't they? 2-hour lunch break. Crazy. Yeah. Avro's gifted 5 channel memberships. Thanks, Avro. It's very kind of you, mate. Oh, Afterburner saying this is their Pratt & Whitney flight test aircraft. So is this engine test that's going on here potentially? Well, sounds like an old bleeding Spitfire down there, doesn't it? That's steep, man. That's steep, that is. Yeah, that's easy enough. I don't forget that. Yeah. Yeah, that's easy enough. Kerry Fino, sorry. Geared turbofans. Yeah, I'm guessing that you know, it's the geared turbo, the geared section, the gearbox part of the engine is not, as far as I'm aware, any kind of issue. It was just obviously the components, well, the HPT blades, I believe, and the way in which they were manufactured or are manufactured. I don't know if they're using the same technique with different compounds or what, but it was apparently not so much the manufacturing technique, but the compound of metal that was used for producing those high pressure turbine blades on the GTF engine, I believe. XL Aviation Air A330-700 ordered. First one is at the paint shop. Okay, so she'll be round to our left then. They may wheel her out in the next couple of days, because it literally should only take a day to for a new aircraft to be painted. Not so much an old aircraft that needs a new paint job, because that involves stripping the old paint back right back to the anti-oxidization paint, etc., etc. So obviously it takes less time to paint a new aircraft from new than it does stripping an old one back, because that whole preparation process takes time. Ben and Amy Bergman, yes, the migraine livery. EasyJet, EasyJet, EasyJet. They did it, EasyJet. So I'm going to reposition myself down there, folks, probably around midday, because that is normally the time that when you start seeing them all walking over walking from literally where the back of that United jet is, they start making their way out. I know that because I've been over there. And the canteen, which I say it's a canteen, but it's not your sort of like average can. It's massive, and it has got a very well stocked restaurant in there. So you'll see them all flooding out at lunchtime, and that literally is the. I'm surprised they haven't got like a big whistle sort of thing to signal it is lunchtime. John Pierce, how much testing does a plane go through before it's delivered to the customer? Well, I've explained it before, but I will again. From the moment it is assembled and the assembly is finished, obviously, that has to go through rigorous test, I would imagine. And then once the engines have been attached, what we're seeing here is the first sort of outing for this aircraft after its engines have been attached, goes through an engine test procedure. Then it will go through a taxi test where they will taxi the aircraft to make sure that the steering is all working. You'll see it weaving left to right down the taxiways to make sure that's all working. The brakes are working. The flight systems are all working, and then before anything, they will then do what's known as a rejected takeoff test, where they will put the engines into full flex mode, and then let the brakes off, run it for probably a couple of 100 yards before carrying out a rejected takeoff procedure, which will be brakes, ground spoilers, etc., reversers, making sure that all of those systems are working perfectly. Maybe go about doing it again. There's also brake checks as well, where they have to check the brakes are working. And then once all of that, they're happy with all of that, they will then carry out the first of what could be a number of flight tests. Sometimes it could be, upwards of 4 or 5 or 6 flight tests before the customer acceptance flight, which is where where a representative or a pilot from the airline it is a representative from the airline who's the customer acceptance, who's the acceptance manager. I'm imagining that they have a position. It's not so much the pilots. The pilots will be ferrying the aircraft on the final delivery stage. And that'll be it. That can take, quite some time. Obviously, these aircraft here, nowhere near their testing stages yet. They are what is commonly known as gliders, where they don't have any engines on them. You can see the covers over the engine pylons to protect them, but they will also have weights hanging from the engines. We can't see them because they are under those covers, but they will have weights to mimic the weight of the engine. I think the engines, what was it, about 5? Is it about 5 tons each engine? We looked at that. Afterburner. Another wild thing for us Westerners was seeing the Airbus boys putting down the wine on just crazy. That surprises me. Drinking alcohol during your lunch break when you have, mind you, just so long as they're not in a sort of like an operational position where they're doing flight tests and stuff like that. I can imagine that anybody who's working in the logistics department, having a glass of wine's not such a bad thing, is it? It's not like they're getting slaughtered. Kerry Fino flew Indigo on an India trip last year. Surprisingly pleasant experience. There we go. Yeah. Ewan Fraser has gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you very much indeed, Ewan. And that is, there we go. 5 people who have been gifted channel memberships. London, Hodgie saying Royal Jordanian 320neo. There's two of them down there on radar over at the Toulouse airport. At Blagnac? Are we talking about here? Because I did see a couple of Royal Jordanian 321neos parked up down at the not delivery centre, but the staging area yesterday. But I don't think there's anything over at he said Toulouse Airport. So is that the other Toulouse Airport, or is that the other one that they sometimes store aircraft at? Is that GP? Okay. Yeah. Frankazal's just over literally where I went to with the ATR, wasn't it? Where we did that show with ATR. Yeah. Frankazal. Not a lot going on down there though. Mainly all ATRs, and like he's saying, they do obviously use it as a delivery centre, I believe, sometimes, but wouldn't have as much activity as they do down here. Frankazal, that's it. Alpha Bravo. Tell you that. Oh, hello. Now, he went up there earlier under tow, didn't he? But he's now under his own power, this aircraft, but coming back this way. This China Southern 321neo, or is it 320neo? Might be a 320neo. Alan Paul. Okay. Where'd you get those numbers from then, Alan? Despite shorter working hours, longer lunches with a glass or two of wine, France is significantly more productive than the UK. Okay. Because they maybe have a bigger export market? I don't know. Hodgie, Korean 321 inbound, 6,000 feet. Looks like it's returning. Thank you, Hodgie. Yeah, Kerry, we did look at Charleston, didn't we, Jilly? Because they've got the Dreamlifter down there, 787 delivery as well. But we didn't note any significantly decent spotting locations at Charleston. And there's some military stuff down there as well. Yeah, quite a big mix, but I'm intrigued as to where this, I think he might be bringing it up here, you know. Under his own steam, though. That's quite interesting. So that aircraft, I think, which we saw being towed out of here about 40 minutes ago or so, may have gone up for an engine test. Now, is he going to turn left here? Yes, he is. He's braking. Oh, thank you. It's not often they bring them up here under their own steam, to be honest. Okay, so is this the 321? Is this the Korean jet on finals now? Because if it is, no, okay. Oh, he's coming in here, look, he's coming in here. He's coming in here. Okay. Is he going to turn right? No. Jordanian 320neo test flight, Toulouse, Francazal. Okay. It may come in here, you never know, but Avro Arrow, parade of Airbuses. Yeah, we were here for a parade of Airbuses, weren't we? A couple of years back. Which, or did it not happen or something like that? Or it partially happened? I seem to recall. Yeah, I think it was the weather, yeah. CT just missed the 380, I thought. James has gifted 5 channel memberships. Thanks, James. That's very kind of you, mate. Yeah, only 10:34 in the United Kingdom right now. They shut that jet down. Running. Yeah, looks like it. So you've got to appreciate that there may be some people who are a little bit confused. What the hell is a China Southern aircraft doing in France? And Japan Airlines and etc., etc. Mexican operators, American operators like United, etc., etc. Delta there. It is because this is the delivery centre for brand new aeroplanes. So that's why you see all these diverse operators. Eclectic mix, should I say? Yeah. Okay. Diverse number of operators, because these aircraft have been built and assembled here. Obviously, the components of the aircraft come from different regions, some from China, some from Spain, some from Germany. Fuselage segments, of course, the A350 relies quite a lot on Spirit Aero systems as well. Wings from the UK. of these operations that you're seeing now, like that Air France jet that we just seen there, like the Turkish jet that we just saw coming out of Toulouse Blagnac, which is the passenger operation, the commercial flight operations at Toulouse Blagnac. But over this side, it's all about Airbus and the delivery centre. You can see, as far as the eye can see, beyond those buildings that you see there are the final assembly lines. Some of these sheds used for fit outs of the aircraft, cabin fit outs and so on and so forth, engine attaching, and that's why they have these structures above them to withstand or to carry the weight of some of the componentry. That down there is a China Eastern Neo, which I saw this morning when driving past, because that's the route that I take back to Le Hotel. Voyage, voyage. Steve MC is streaming in France more controlled than in the UK. I don't know. I mean, as far as I understand, is this the Korean jet? I think this is the Korean jet, is it? Yes, it is. A very short flight test. You know, you don't see anybody streaming live from Charles de Gaulle, do you? If there was, I think first of all, for Charles de Gaulle, you have to have a permit to photograph from there, or any type of photography or videography from Charles de Gaulle. I believe that you have to have a pre-assigned permit obviously handed out by the airport themselves, or the media teams, whatever. So yeah. Roy Van Cam, what is strange is that Air France isn't using the A320-321neo variant at all. Yeah, it is a little bit odd. I think you're right. Obviously you have the 220 Air France. Maybe they've decided to stick with them as far as new. I don't think they have the need for. I don't know. It's a funny one, isn't it? Maybe they've got orders that we don't know about. So that's flight test number 5 or 6, whatever it might be. ADHK, yeah. few words of the guy from, is it The Simpsons? Worst livery ever is possibly what Korean's new scheme is going to get in terms of feedback. Saying about the LATAM jet, looks like they've had the tug hitched up for quite some time on the LATAM jet. I do see some telltale signs, being those orange lights which indicate possibly the presence of a tug, pushback vehicle, and what we're looking at is that potentially that LATAM jet there, which is almost ready for delivery, we believe. It will never come back, folks. Generally, when these aircraft leave here, they never come back. Although, was it last year where something came back here? Now I need to rack my brains to think about that. Remember that building that used to be there, folks? Regular viewers for Big Jet TV will remember the shed that used to be there. Small building, not very large, which they used to poke the nose of the aircraft into, and we never really got to the bottom of it. Whether it was sort of like ETOPS, I don't know, but ETOPS is more of a sort of like maybe a calibration shed or something like that. Not sure, but it's been moved to somewhere else on the airfield now, as far as I'm aware. This is ATR or something. Little Alistair is a returning member. Welcome back, Alistair. Private jet. Oh, lovely sound. Listen to that. Yes. Yes, that's right. The A350 had to come back here once its tail assembly or horizontal stabilizer assembly had been attached. Now that's a fueling vehicle which looks like it's going up to the A350-9, the Delta 100 livery jet, potentially. Hodgie, German Air Force 350 inbound, 25 minutes, then off to Reykjavik. So that will be either a fly past or a touch and go. Yes, LATAM definitely on radar now. It should be coming on radar any time. The beacons are on. Okay. Okay. She's pushing, she's pushing, she's pushing. This is it, folks. This is all those months of work are coming to the end for this jet. Now about to be, and they will very quickly put this aircraft into service. Joe, Boeing and Airbus do not share any of the same parts other than engines. However, they do share manufacturers like Spirit Aerosystems, amongst others, probably for fastenings and componentry, electronics, etc., etc. But they don't, you know, as aircraft go, flight systems and very different between Airbus and Boeing, really. It's far as I'm aware. Oh, it looks like they're going to bring her out this way. That's good. So we're going to get a start up from her. Aviation spotter Korean Air A321-200 NX doing a test flight. Where are they taking her? They're bringing her all the way around here, are they, to fire her up, maybe? Hodgie's saying the first leg is a 7-hour flight for this little 320neo. Yeah, bringing her up over around this way. Thanks, Afterburner. That's good coming from a technician slash engineer slash engine person. Slow down, son. Live in it. United 321 on finals. Thanks, Hodgie. Unless they're taking it around to... No. Here we go. Watch him drop it. Drop it. He's dropping it. Dropping it. Here we go, engine start. A320neo, actually. Taxiing out. Alexis has gifted a channel membership. Thank you, Alexis. LATAM usually stopping over in Cape Verde on its way to Brazil.
7500. Air France 350 on the ground, squawking 7500. And there's Adrian C confirming flight radar showing the Air France 350 at Toulouse, squawking 7600. That must be up at the other end, is it? Megan, yes, KLM did land. God, blimey. In a hurry, mate. Flippin' heck. Well, there's no passengers on it. You don't need to be all nice and careful, do you? Oh, interesting. Thank you, Afterburner. Full-time representative stationed at Toulouse. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Need to be, wouldn't you? Especially for deliveries as well, and for customer acceptance flights. You would have to have somebody representing the engine manufacturer on board the aircraft, not just Airbus, I would imagine. Hanan Arif, yes, it is brand new. Hanan is on its way to be delivered to the fleet. Air France A350 radio failure. What now? What? Oh, it's Delta, is it? Okay, so it's not an Air France 350. You're thinking it's an Air France 350, folks, because it's carrying a registration of a previously delivered Air France 350. It's actually the Delta jet. Is that the one at delivery centre then, Gilly? Oh, it's down the other end, is it? Oh, okay. Ian Byrne, good question. Were winglets first used on civilian or military aircraft? I think it was a military aircraft that the first winglet was ever used. A long time ago, believe it or not. But I think it was. I think I'm safe in saying that the Airbus A300 was the first aircraft, commercial aircraft, I believe, to use the fence winglet system. Boeing's first introduction into the wingtip fence market would have been, I believe, the 747-400, I think, closely followed by the 767, but that was a later add-on, wasn't it? The bolt-on 767 winglet. 400 obviously had the rate wingtip, set 777 much later on. 737 obviously later on had the wingtip, or what is very similar to the sharklet that we see on these jets. 15 minutes for the German Air Force 350. See you, John. Aussie Rose, I've been hiding in the Lurkers Lounge. Thought I'd pop in for a bit. Aussie Rose, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Oh, EGPX first the 310. First, I thought that the 300 was the first production aircraft. Oh, maybe it just didn't have any wing tip fences on it. Maybe the 310, even though it came later, was the first to. I believe so. Yes. Hanan, the A380 is out there. After lunch, folks, I'm going to be further down where these guys are. So I'm just basically further forward, and I think I'm a little bit less exposed as well, because it's bleeding cold up here, believe it or not. It's a good job I brought a couple of layers with me, I have to say. I'm quite surprised from looking at the forecast yesterday. That it is as chilly as it is. I think you might be right, Dimitri. That's the tip fence system that was introduced on the early Airbus jets that you see on that one there, still used today. Ginormous version on the A380. I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised if Airbus, or actually potentially, well, I say Airbus, the guys at Broughton in Wales, Chester, whatever you want to describe it, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not working on a potential redesign for a new sharklet or blended wingtip for the A380 that could be offered to operators of the A380. I wouldn't be surprised to see that emerging in the future, because people like operators like Emirates stating that their A380s are going to be flying into the 2040s, or sorry, up until at least 2040. So we're a long way off from those aircraft being retired. So I wouldn't be surprised if a wingtip, a new wing sharklet were to be developed and offered to those operaters. Be quite a costly thing, but maybe there would be a decent enough fuel saving, unless of course the current fence wingtip that they have on the 380 is decent enough, and that nothing else could really offer much in terms of the value of weighing it up between the cost of replacing that wingtip to to the amount of savings that it would offer. You know, if it's like 0.5% or something like that, and yet it costs like $3 million to swap each side or whatever it might be. I don't know. Won't come cheap, put it that way. Hayabusa Nutter, welcome back, Hayabusa Nutter. So I think this guy might go up quite quick, you know. I mean, they'll have a lot of fuel, they'll be heavy on fuel, but no passengers, no cargo, no luggage, no catering, just fuel. Ellen saying temperature's 12 but feels like 9. Yeah, tell me about it. Might get a wing wave. Ready to go. Start the clock. Canadian Air Force 330, Hodgie saying, due at 5:55. Farewell, little LATAM. Might see you in Miami. There you go, there's your wing wave. Yeah! Yeah, bye-bye! Wow, man! That's the best one we've seen so far, mate. Still going. Good lad. Good lad. Oh, yeah! Oh, my goodness me. That's someone who knows how to... Oh, yeah. Oh, that was spectacular, man. Awesome. These guys just... What are you doing? We're photographing it at all. Oh well, whatever. Hey, how about that, folks? How about that, man? I mean, you're gonna do that, aren't you? He or she must be a regular ferry flight captain, because you know, as a rookie, I don't know you as you do that, but hey, brilliant, man. Who knows? They might know that we're here. We should send that to LATAM, Jilly, shouldn't we? We should send that clip to LATAM. Let's do that. Actually, we'll just post it on bleeding Twitter, for crying out loud. Hamo 19 might see that one over Tenerife next time we are there. Okay. Andy, typical Brazilian carnival. Test pilot Jarnaby. Fantastic Terry Stapley. Suho having fun. Chrissy. Well, that was a late rotate for that. Meredith Jane, that was very cool. Gina Graham, fantastic, beautiful, everybody. Loving that, man. That's fantastic, isn't it? What's that? The red guy from Cow and Chicken sometimes. What? BBLLB. There's a 737 captain right there, folks. BBLLB with American Airlines. That was a clinic on how to. Yes, made me smile, Shari Hellier. Gina Graham's got a tear in her eye. I won't go that far. If you sent it to LATAM, the pilot might get called into the office, China. Oh, no, they wouldn't, man. They wouldn't. No, far from it. Far from it, man. That's kind of standard procedure, isn't it? They wouldn't do it with passengers on it. It's standard procedure, if they want to, that is. And that's why, it's just brilliant. Just brilliant. It's warming up a bit. Look over there, look. It's sunny. The sun's coming out. You can immediately feel like, oh, look. Blue sky. Yes. Yeah, it's warming up. The bush is happy, look. He's happy. He's the only bush that gets trimmed up here. All the rest of them, you know, it's someone who comes up here and cuts the grass. Thank you very much to him or her or them or they. Very kind of you. Indigo still over in the test. Moving forward now. Oh, there we go. Simon knocked. That was superb. Chris Parry, Payne Field. If you went, it would be interesting to see if you could spot G1G. Oh, One Air's new 777. Is that the converted? Oh, look who's coming out. Come on. Come on, mate. Out you come. You got to have eyes in the back of your head here, man, I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that that's the front end of a Beluga right there. That's a private, that one with the palm on it there, folks. That's a private 330 Neo. Which was parked up there yesterday. So Terry Stapley, that 220 that went to Shannon and back from here. Yes. Oh, that 220 Delta Kilo of Airbus went to Shannon and back from here yesterday. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, she went out earlier. Don't know where she's gone today. Tony Bagman, can a 320neo really fly 8 hours? Yes, Tony, it can. Especially bear in mind, she doesn't have any passengers, so she's very low on weight. So she can go full tanks. Oh, here we go. This is something decent. Is this the 350? Is this the 350 on approach? Okay, folks, this could be something special. If he stays at that altitude, he's either going to touch and go, but he's definitely staying. He's higher than normal. Okay, watch this, folks. This is the German Air Force, Luftwaffe. I think it might be in the government colours, though, isn't it? Could be a touch and go here, folks. Yeah, it's in the government scheme, isn't it? Watch. Look, no spoilers. She's going straight out. Yeah! Ha ha ha! Awesome, man. Awesome! It's more like it, isn't it? More in the first few hours than we had all the time last time we were here. XL's aviation spot A339 Kingdom of Saudi, Saudia, and that is yeah, private, a private jet basically. You see the big doors are open there now, so something's either going in or coming out of there. I'm not sure if that's a sort of like last minute check. I'm looking for the I'm looking for all the bods walking out of the delivery centre off to lunch. That is a clear indication. Then I'm going to literally break everything down, go back to the car, go and grab a coffee, find the nearest McDonald's. I'm sure there is one nearby. Or actually, no, Julie did say that I can get there's a Starbucks nearby, so we're going to do that, folks, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to position ourselves further down there, because the gate's open now, so I can go down there and position myself down there, so I can see a little bit further down there, and I think that we will be able to see the 380 from that angle down there. Yes. Oh, it's heating up. It's heating up. Nice, nice. Warming up nicely. Here she comes. Here she comes. Is this the one with the winky eye? Maybe. Might be the first time for a few of you folks who've seen. Oh, it's not an XL. It's not an XL. This is one of the old STs, isn't it? The old, yeah. Look at that. That's interesting. I thought they'd stopped operating these altogether. Maybe there's one that's, oh, I don't know. There you go. You see. So maybe first time for you lot. For one or two of you folks seeing the Beluga, which is the transport aircraft used to transport parts, aircraft components, parts, engines, fuselage sections, etc. Around the world, literally. Get a clearer, nice sunny shot of these jets. Sherry Elliott, all happening today at Toulouse. Andy Rare, Andrew Trotman. Maybe it was Andrew who earlier mentioned about the Beluga ST, and I couldn't quite understand what he was talking about. As A88 just had to rewind to watch the wing wave. Yeah, proper wing wave. Probably, I've got to be honest with you, one of the most aggressive wing waves we've had here at Toulouse. In the Gould knows how many times we've been here as well. Mind you, actually, I think wasn't there a fly past wing wave we had once? But that was pretty aggressive. Last time I saw a wing wave like that, to be honest with you folks, was the Virgin Atlantic 747 retirement flights. Starlux, if anybody's wondering what that tail, that fin there is, that is Starlux. What's going to Madrid? The Beluga, is it? Okay. What's that picking up there? Okay, looks like we might be able to Well, they stopped that, didn't they? They stopped that. They stopped all that charter stuff because it just wasn't paying dividends, and I think they shut that down within 12 months of operations. So whether they've put this one on, this is CF6 powered, this jet, based on the old A300 platform. So no smiley face on this one, ladies and gents. And Virgin. And Virgin. Lovely on my legs, man, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. Okay, layers coming off. Layers coming off. Flies are out. The gloves are off. So, what do we have now? Is that it for now? Oh, we've got Beluga XL on radar. Okay. Going to Hamburg. Okay. Right. Okay. So scheduled at 12:40, right. Well, but back. Yeah. Okay, all this can come off now. It's lovely. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Copy, GP. Oh, this is lovely. I like it. "27 years old, that one that just went out. Wow. Aaron Thomas. XL1 is on radar. Captain Bob. This is my favourite location, the birthplace of excellences. There we go. Has there somebody just gone out of that other airport? Because I'm hearing something half decent making a bit of a racket behind me. okay, yeah, that might have been him, yeah. Oh, Volaris on the move. It's another delivery. Well, they're chucking them out today, mate. We must be Boeing this month. We must be Boeing. You know, I mean, it might be a massive, you know, huge organisation, but they still want to beat their rivals, don't they? Eh? Clean Car Clinic has gifted a channel membership. Thank you, sir. Or madam. If they've had to bring the ST in for as backup, I guess that's a good thing, really, isn't it? Perhaps one of the XLs is, like I say, in maintenance, possibly. And here she comes, ladies and gentlemen. There's her smiley face. Or is she a winky one? Is this the winky one? No, it's a full-on smiley eye face. Or is it? Make sure that we're not going to miss anything in the transition GP. Yeah, don't post it yet. Well, because I kind of want a bit of input myself as well. I mean, you've edited it, you cut it, yeah? You've cut it, which is great. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I mean, you've got the flight details and all that kind of stuff. You've got the... No, I think we should More haste, less speed. Yeah. No, I'm not talking about a big. Not talking about a big description or anything like that. Have you copied them in? Have you copied LATAM in? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're not posting it yet then? No. No. Now these guys may be coming out, I think they might be doing taxi checks. All in one hit, engine test. Suffer 6.3, well, it's kind of confirming what I thought. Number of 320, 329. Might be 320-321neos being delivered from Tianjin to Europe has increased significantly. Is that componentry? Nice! Oh, interesting. Interesting that they've stopped there. Is there a potential issue with the steering, or the tiller, or the bit like me on my flight sim, innit, Julie? Going the wrong way. Slow to, excuse me. Oh, Terry Stapley, Airbus at Hamburg, Finkwerder. Do assemble 390, 319s? Is there such thing as a 319neo? How new she is. There was. Yeah, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we did see the family flight. Jackie Marks is a new member. Welcome, Jackie. There was an A319neo visible for Air China the other day, Terry Stapley saying. Right, yeah, okay, so it's... What's gone off? What? I think this is a taxi check. so it's optional. It is available. China B, that is brand new, that aeroplane. You are witnessing literally its first movements around the airfield since having the engines attached. These engines have literally been attached to this aircraft recently and only started today for the first time. Governor. Oh, are they Instagram? I mean, blimey, using Instagram as a major... Oh. Okay, stand by. Who? Oh, okay. There's a brand new British Airways A320neo, folks, on what looks like a taxi check. Perth Mark II, good day to you, mate. Air Canada 220 had its 17th test flight earlier in March. Wow. Andy the Valleywood Turner, good day to you. Pasty. Lucy Gardner, very clean and sparkly. They are, aren't they? I tell you what I did see yesterday. I took a picture of it, actually, a screen grab. We talked about the chin, the cheekbones of the A320 family, and what is very visible at certain angles. There you can see it clearly there. But the front section of the A320 has a very distinguishable profile, which I'm going to show you because it is kind of like backs up what I say in terms of, look, there you go, see him weaving, look, see him weaving. That's how new that plane is, folks. Only been towed. So they're checking the steering on it. Wow, look at that. And that will be using the rudder pedals as well as the tiller. Checking all the systems are working properly. So that aircraft on its taxi check. And I'm thinking that that A320 as well is on a taxi check. So they'll literally have a checklist. Now they're going to do a sharp left here, making sure that, oh no, look, it's doing a weave, look, see, look at that. Crazy is that, man? I mean, we've seen aircraft on taxi checks before, but I've never seen a big weave like that before. Couldn't come and set up my flight sim, could he? Because it's going the wrong way. What a weird old setup that is. I'm feeling that I need to accept the fact that I'm going to have set up issues with my flight sim for as long as I've got it, purely on the basis that I'm trialing different systems and different aircraft types as well, and different componentry. I want to get a yoke as well as the side stick, because obviously there are other aircraft, well, other than Airbus, you know, if I want to try the 787, for example, and another aircraft, I want to, but it's understandable, I have to say, in terms of the setup of the flight sim software versus the flight sim hardware. You know, the thrustmaster, the throttle controls, and the pedals, rudder pedals, and the control stick. All of that kind of stuff needs to be very. It's precision stuff, isn't it? Yeah, I know you say the yoke is easy, yeah, fair enough, but the problem you know, every time you have a specific type of aircraft, you have to create a profile for that aircraft, as in the flight controls themselves, you know, the stick, the throttles, the rudders, the rudder pedals, etc. Some people don't use hardware flight controls with their flight simulators. They just use either the keyboard and a mouse. I've got a little mouse sitting next to me. Squeak, squeak, squeak. It's a first officer squeak. Look, Mummy, there's an airplane up in the sky. It's definitely a taxi check for that BA320, isn't it? Jane, getting to see all these checks being done is fascinating. Yes, it is. So you can see now the lengths that these guys go to before the aircraft is finally delivered. They don't just put it together, have a look at it, make sure it's all right, and then deliver it. There's a number of different phases to the post the assembly of the aircraft. As you can see over here, this is something people don't see very much of at all. That's an aircraft before it's got its engines on it, and before it's got its final coat of paint on it as well. There's an Iberia jet right there, looks like a 350, sitting there in its primer. The tail assembly is delivered from a separate manufacturer, and therefore that's why they generally come painted before they are assembled. They're not painted whilst they're on the aircraft. That is all carbon that you can see there. The wings have yet to be painted. Obviously the wing, the sharklets, or the blended wing tips that you see there have been delivered painted, and of course the only alloy part of the front is the very front end, where the flight deck Really? Okay, folks, some of you might have just joined us. This is the aircraft that you're seeing here. Looks very odd. It's not a passenger aeroplane. This is a transport aircraft exclusive to Airbus. This is the most recent addition to the family, the Beluga XL, now even larger and able to carry lots of components. Example, when they used to fly them into Chester, they could only pick up one set of wings for an A350. These things can now carry two sets of wings for the A350 based on the A330 CEO platform, with the Trent 700 engines. But they've got 7 in the family. I think it's 7. This could go up quite quick depending on where it's going to. It's probably going to pick up, I would imagine. If you go and have a look at search Beluga whale, look at Beluga whale on Google, folks, you will see how almost identical they look. It's uncanny, and the reason why they put that, the face painted the front of the Beluga the way they did, just a beautiful thing to see. So this is, I think, the 321 flight test platform, the XLR, Airbus flight test platform, that's just that went out before we went live. missed it going out, but here it is coming back. She got leaps. These leaps, these engines. I think they are. Look at the bulge. See the bulge on the side of the engine? That's a leap engine. So this is the aircraft that they used for certification, folks, for the new XLR, which Iberia and Aer Lingus have now got. They've all got them, haven't they? And a number of different other operators, like Qantas, are planning the delivery of one of these jets as well. And obviously they use these aircraft. It's a family flight, they basically call them, the AIB, Airbus family flight fleet, which they have 350, 330, and of course the 320 and 321 neos, and also the original AIB 380, which we're going to see hopefully a shot of. She was parked up down the far end yesterday, so hopefully we're going to get to see her. Okay, GP, what are we let's just do a final check before I head off down the hill. I'm literally going to have a very quick lunch break, folks. What's that? Okay, 350 on its way back at 9,000 feet. We're gonna wait around for that. Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'm not moving yet because we've got the 350-1000 AIB jet inbound, having just been on a very short test flight. And of course, they are, the A350, obviously, the prototypes and so on and so forth are no longer needed because it's obviously been certified. But what they use these aircraft for is to test new components, new materials, engine modifications, all sorts of different things. As we've got a Pratt & Whitney engineer on the team with us now, and he's mentioned, as is pretty standard procedure with these companies, they will have a representative and technicians on hand at the station at all times who are literally permanently resident here, I would imagine, in Toulouse, as well as other airports. Final assembly facilities around the world, to work with Airbus and Boeing and so on and so forth. Probably find that these guys are these will be either Pratt & Whitney or General Electric technicians down there. Difficult to see. I think that might be a LEAP engine. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's one of the technicians rummaging around there. Well, they're fueling her up now, aren't they? God, it's a long old taxi check for that BA 320. He's coming round again, isn't he? estimated an American got some ordered for the XLR. Gov, Indigo got 69 on order. Wow. Hodgie's saying the A320neo should be delivery flight at 2 p.m. There's something else coming out there. What's that there then? Oh, is that the oh, that may be the Indigo coming back. Yes, I think it is. What, the 350? Oh. Brand new. Yeah, they are literally engine cowling clips underneath, and then they have, I think, electrically operated or pneumatic A400. W. That's just a visual inspection, isn't it? Like he's got no sort of like tools with him or anything. It's maybe just a visual inspection. Here he is again. Yeah, I mean, it's much like what you get with a car bonnet or a car hood, as some people in America would say. But the engine cowls lift up once they're unlatched. They're on not all of them, but I think most of them have an electrical system, which. Here we go. Which pushes itself up with a rod, literally. EGPX interesting. The flight path of the inbound 350 on the radar app of choice. It seems to have included one very tight 360 turn. Interesting. Okay, this A400 could potentially be doing a fly past. Mind you, it's Airbus, so might do a touch and go. We never know. We do have it. I've got to be honest with you, folks. It's not rare for us to see a military aircraft doing exercise. We've had all sorts in here. KC-135 at one point did a touch and go, didn't it? Remember that? Okay, still descending. What, the A400? Stand by, folks. Avro Arrow military wing waves 2, yes. Jet fighters. Is this just a standard commercial operation landing, Jilly? Or is this, no, yeah, okay. I see the easy. I'm taking delivery of 321s from China now as well. Neil Hidalgo 350 now dropping altitude. Wade Perry, yes. I just explained that General Electric, Rolls-Royce and Pratt & Whitney will all have representatives, technicians on base, permanently on base, representatives of the companies, the engine manufacturers that are here for obviously troubleshooting exercises, and also helping with well, specifically with stuff like we've just seen there, a visual inspection going on with one of the engines, and of course delivery flights or customer acceptance flights. Captain Bob, when will that be delivered to BA? I don't know, Captain Bob. Could be any time. It's imminent by the looks of it. Mind you, it's that looks like a taxi check, so she may be yet to do her flight tests. We're talking about the A400, yeah? Okay, we've got an A400. Looks like it's lined up for Toulouse, folks. Gary Fellows, yes, that makes perfect sense. That, you know, if A380 production was to be started up again, you know, because of the numbers of orders for the A320 and 321 models, now firmly established as well in what was the A380 production facility, they would have to literally start all over again with new A380 assembly lines, which going through all of that again, you know, you've got to consider also the componentry coming from different parts of the world as well, and then being assembled here in Toulouse was a major logistical task, wasn't it? Transporting those components, those huge sections of A380, the wings coming from Chester via barge and all that kind of crazy stuff. it was hugely logistically challenging for the 380 production. I'm not sure as Airbus would want to go through that again, would they? Because it would take years to reinstate, I would imagine. And of course, you've got the other thing to consider is, you know, okay, I've got the A400 visual now. Okay, so this could be a fly past, folks. This could be a fly past, this A400. Of course, this is a military variant of this is Airbus's own military transport aircraft. You can fit tanks and helicopters and all kinds of stuff into it. I'm just trying to get my my visual right on this. Okay, it's going to be right about there. There she is. Huge, great big T-tail. Nearest that you'd kind of see to this would be something like the Hercules, the old Hercules, but this is a bigger aeroplane, folks. And much like the Globemaster, the C-17, except that's a jet-powered aircraft. This is a turboprop. Looks like she's going to land it. Made sure of that. Looks like we are stopping. Oh, what a treat, look at that. The angle of those engines, man, that's crazy. Just goes to show the angle of attack of that aircraft in flight. Oh, what, the nose, with the size of the nose? Yeah. So it was Dutch. This was Dutch, yeah? Or French. Is it French? French, yeah. Yeah, you going in? Thank you, Neil Pildalgo. 10 minutes out for the A350 now turning finals. Blimey, I tell you what, it just goes to show how much fuel they put on these aircraft for the delivery flight. Look how much fuel's going on it, man. That's insane. That was French, wasn't it? It was a French flag on the tail, wasn't it? Smallest roundel in the history of mankind. I think the bloke that made that roundel also made the General Electric stickers for the GE90 engines, didn't he? Mark Garner, that's for the reason why the props rotate opposite is for the centrifugal forces, I think, the CG force. Is it that in terms of the contra-rotational of the props, contra-rotating of the props to eliminate torque pull on takeoff? Would that be something linked to that, possibly? So I'm guessing that all of these new Pratt & Whitney engines, I don't know if he's still here, but the Pratt & Whitney engines, I'm not sure if they have been fixed. I guess it's the simplest way to describe it. Or they are coming with the revised components. Ian Byrne, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's a good question, that. Where are the A400Ms and the helicopters as well? I'm guessing they have a separate division, do they, for military stuff? Of course, don't forget they've got their space stuff as well. Quite spacey is Airbus. 350 on finals. No rats yet, Chris Howard. Yeah. I guess we should have looked out for them, really, shouldn't we? But you guys have got such sensitive eyes. Yeah, we've seen the 330 MRTTs here because it is a civilian. It's a military variant of a civilian aircraft, isn't it? So they're able to split them during production. Okay, made in Spain, Russ saying. Thank you, Russ CT. A400s are made in Spain, mainly on the plane. Seville in Spain, Aidan Campbell, thank you. A400M final assembly line with components sourced from various locations across Europe. There we go. Okay, right, well, we're going to stand by for the 350, and then we're going to take a little break. Get myself off down to Starbucks for a very well-earned coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Never have I been so excited about getting a coffee before. Because it's been quite chilly up here on the hill today, I have to say. But there we go. Nick, I wouldn't say that's a handful. Boston, JFK, Miami, San Fran, LAX, Chicago, DCA, Honolulu, Dallas, Fort Worth. It's more than a handful, isn't it? and Houston. Parade, 2 minutes for the 350, should come into view any moment. Roy Van Can, yes, the old 767-300, old Delta jet, now flying for Maersk Air Cargo. The rudder still shows the previous operator. Yes, I think that's the one that's over there, isn't it? I seem to remember that the tail fin, or the rudder, one of the two. I don't think that's it actually. That's Star Air anyway, isn't it? That's not Maersk. That's Star Air, I think. But yes, I know what you mean, and we've seen it here a few times at Toulouse. The old, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Those freighters are worked so hard that they never have any time to paint them. And even if they do have time, that's during maintenance checks, and even then, it's like, yeah, but we're going to need another 3 or 4 days, or maybe a week to get the rudder done. No, can't do that. Next time, do it next time. Okay, leave it as it is then. Leave it as it is. Okay, it's 350 on finals now. Oh, DCA is Denver, is it? Denver, Colorado. Any good viewing there? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like Charles de Gaulle, is it? Yeah. Oh. Watch out, this might do something special. Nope, she's coming in. Wow, that's stopping quick, man. This is something you don't get to see every day on your YouTube channel, folks. Through the anchors out there. He's down the side there. Oh yeah. Flight lab. Literally a flight laboratory. So on board that aircraft, technicians, engineers, lots of screens and telemetry equipment, avionics, all that kind of crazy stuff to test all different systems on the aircraft. Improvements, you know, things to improve the and also potentially retrofit to existing fleet aircraft. I'm just hopeful that we'll see a new blended style wingtip added to the A380, or tested at least on the A380. I think I seem to remember seeing some kind of a artist's impression or something of the A380 with its revised wingtip. Phil Sky's gifted 5-channel memberships. Thanks, Phil. Very kind of you, mate. Quinlan's gifted 5-channel memberships. Thank you, Barry. Thanks, everybody. Very kind of you. Very kind of you indeed. Right, folks. Going to take, what's our TRT, GP? Okay, 3 hours 53 minutes, folks. We're going to. I'm going to take. I'm going to head down the bottom of the hill, but I've got to go up here first. Break all this down. Get myself back to the car. Drive down the hill. Literally going to head to Starbucks, grab a coffee, and then I'm going to be back up here. So don't go too far. Keep your phone open and your notifications on, because you don't want to miss too much. More to come from Airbus a little bit later on, within an hour, I would have said. See you in a bit. Cheers. Ta-da.